I'm sure a lot of you are very excited. I'm excited for it. This Wednesday, Super Mario Brothers, the movie, comes out. It looks really good. I'm really excited for it. It looks like everything that a Mario fan could ever want from a Mario movie. But there's a couple things about it. First off, fan service. Critics don't like that. Hollywood critics despise it because you need to be miserable, and you also need to see constant progressive takes. And I don't think anything like that is really going to be in this movie, as much as the cast wants to try to do that. Once again, and we'll go over this in a minute, a cast member, somebody involved with the movie, is doing their best to kind of train wreck it. Anna Taylor-Joy, someone I've never heard of, but she's voicing Princess Peach, is running around talking about how she's a girl boss now. She's a new era feminist. She doesn't say feminist, but she's in here talking about, she's finally an independent woman. It's like, just shut up. Shut up. These people self-sabotage their own shit all the time. It's wild to me. Just shut up. Stop saying dumb things. Luckily, this movie is going to be such a colossal hit that I don't think it's going to matter. But let's go over some stuff. So one thing I was curious about are, what are the Hollywood reactions going to be on this Mario movie? How are the Hollywood critics going to react? And it looks like they are going to try to do their best to bring this movie down a little bit. Remember, movies like this being good are bad for Disney, because Disney is supposed to be what families think of when it's going to the movies. Not Illumination, and certainly not Mario. So these people, they got to bring it down a little peg or two. First Mario movie reactions say it brings fan service, but not much else. See, in this other video I did, which, of course, that loser over at CBR, because that's what he does all the time. This guy goes after Eric July constantly. Behind a block usually, too, by the way. Was wondering, he's like, just post the thumbnails. How is that? Said, what are you even talking about? Because I said the movie was blasted for supporting fascism and killing whales because of capitalism. And, of course, as this gentleman did here, went and pulled up the article that I used and showed the exact quotes. The Super Mario Brothers movie is a promotion for an aging theme park governed by fascist state police. And, of course, this one, talking about how over at SeaWorld, you can go watch a whale die in a tank. And all of this is due to the popularity of theme parks, which apparently the Super Mario Brothers movie exists to do. These are the kinds of people that review Hollywood shit. These are their fucking great takes, but, doesn't matter. I was just making it up as that CBR writer who's really upset with everybody in his own life or something. I don't know. Decided he was going to try to do. This happens a lot on Twitter, which is great, actually, because it just brings traffic back to the channel when these people do this stuff. They don't seem to understand that, but they're so addicted to getting their likes on Twitter that they don't think about it. It's funny. But anyway, let's go back to this. So let's see what some of the first reactions are for this. So University Film Review likes it, says it's not a disappointment, a fun and delightful time at the movies. The whole family can enjoy it. A definite crowd pleaser. Jack Black as Bowser was perfect, and he was my favorite character on screen. One of the best animated movies I have seen in a long time. Jack Black actually tries in this. He's, unlike Seth Rogen, actually sounds pretty good as Bowser. Seth Rogen's like, I made it really clear when I did this movie that I wasn't going to make a voice at all. It's just going to be me. I don't know why that guy gets any work in Hollywood. Review, hilarious and magical delight, a charming adventure with the Nintendo plumbing duo full of fun cameos that'll drain your warp pipes. This isn't just another video game movie. It's one of the best family films ever. A fitting end setting up what's next. Eric Davis says, Wahoo! Is Super Mario Brothers movie is the ultimate love letter to every era of Mario. Love the humor, and especially Jack Black's Bowser. I felt the same way watching the movie as I do playing the games. It's just joyful. Also, stay for the credits. Here's another one. Super Mario Brothers embargo is up. The Mario worlds are brought to life with top-notch animation and energetic action that will delight kids and fans, full of loving Easter eggs and cameos. That said, it's a Mario movie made by Illumination, and I'll leave it like that. Now, look at all these reviews. It's perfect. It's fun. But look at this headline. This is what's funny about that. First Mario movie reactions say it brings fan service, but not much else. And this is everyone praising it. But this is how Gizmodo frames this. This is the bullshit that they play all the time with this stuff. And then you've got the voice actor doing her best. You know what I hate about this? This is why I didn't like the takes on Twitter when she picked up that weapon and everyone thought she was going to be the star of the movie, which is not going to happen. She probably is definitely going to be a lot more assertive than you probably usually see with her, but she's been playable in a lot of games. Even Super Mario Brothers 2, which, yes, I know, isn't. It's a complicated history with that one because it's not technically really Super Mario Brothers 2. Super Mario Brothers 2 is the Lost Levels. But, I mean, for Americans, Super Mario Brothers 2 is Super Mario Brothers 2. I don't look at that game as some fake Mario game. For me, growing up and playing that, especially on the All-Stars version for SNES, that was Super Mario Brothers 2. But even then, she has her own game. She has a platform of her own. She's also been playable in other newer games, like the one 3D World, the one that's you can play it on the Wii U or the Switch. That game's a lot of fun. She's playable in that. So, I mean, it is what it is. But her being, a little bit more assertive and in the story like she is, it doesn't bother me. But running around talking about how, she's so much better now that she's this girl boss, I think is pretty stupid. And all you're doing is just turning people off. I mean, come on. She's not always a MacGuffin. And they say that right here. Princess Peach is basically just a living MacGuffin. People do complain about that, too. There's actually articles out there calling Mario sexist. But it's like, it's a game about a little human in overalls hitting blocks and jumping on shit. Who cares? And princesses get captured in all kinds of stories. It's so dumb that that's such a big problem and people get butthurt about that. But they'd have to do something with her. Everyone would bitch about it, and it would be great if Nintendo would just not listen to it and, she was captured or whatever, but it's not a deal breaker for me. Like, I just want this movie to be entertaining. Don't slap me with any kind of political messaging. It just delivers something fun and a good time that I can enjoy with my family. That's all I'm looking for with this movie. It's not hard to deliver it, and I think that they will deliver it. But I find it funny, the cast doing their best to run around and talking about how, she's a capable, a great leader, first and foremost, Taylor-Joy said. And if you actually have to think about it, it makes sense, because that is the way that she should have always been played. Because if you're the ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom, and technically this is a flourishing society, if you're constantly being kidnapped and moved away from the castle to castle, you're not doing a very good job of leading. So I feel like this is the way she was supposed to be. First off, number one, she hasn't been moved castle to castle since the first game. Obviously, you've never played any of the games, and that's fine. But don't try to act like you're a Princess Peach expert and you say that. You've only seen the first game, I see. And she's pretty helpful. Even in the third game, she's given Mario power-ups after every world. The second game, she was playable. She's been in a lot of shit. That's not how she's always been portrayed. She's been portrayed as a character that's playable for a while now. So, despite the cast trying to do their best to turn me off, I'm still going to go see this. I'm very excited for this movie. The first reactions are pretty good. They usually always are, but there's no reason to play ball with this movie. Illumination doesn't give the money out quite like Disney does. I was surprised to even see this. Like, this guy saying Chris Pratt's Mario is pretty good. Usually they just trash him. So, good stuff here. I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to more articles like this saying that the movie is shit. Like Gizmodo here doing in that Paste article where the movie was called The Capitalism Killer, and that it kills off whales and shit. That was funny. There's going to be a lot of stuff like this. I think there's going to be a lot of salt that people are out here enjoying a movie that just wants to entertain you, because they don't like that. Because there's no big woke messaging in this, and I don't think there is. So it's going to cause a media meltdown, because every time a movie comes out and it's not super woke and it's successful, it causes a media meltdown. Because these people at the end of the day are activists, right? They want to be able to write articles about the activism in a movie that's more entertaining to them. They don't want to write about how great a movie jumping on turtles is. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed, hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.